3, 2, 1. One up there, one down there, one by there, one by there. Hiya peeps, this is Lee here from a Cariad drum shop, Stone, that place there. What we've got with us today is a little review on a snare drum. I have three samples. This is the Pearl Modern Utility Snare Drum range. So on my board over there, I've got some sizes written down. It comes in a 12 by 7. This is what this is, 12 inches, 7 inches deep. We got a 13 by 5, we got a 14 by 5.5, 14 by 6.5, 14 by 8 guys, and a 14 by 10, and that comes with drum legs, actually like a little floor tom with the snare. 14 by 10 inch deep snare on legs. That's a different one. So I got three samples with us for today. I got the Modern Utility here in the wood, plain wood, no lacquer or some matted lacquer on there, so it's very simplistic. And we've got a steel snare, if I can lift that up. Great finish on it. It's like a sandblasted beaded effect. So that's really good. Neither of them are tuned at all yet, so I will do that with you in just a jiffy. And then we have this one, which I've cranked up a little bit. Really, really good. So what is the purpose of Pearl bringing out a new snare drum range called the Modern Utility? They've been out about a year or so now. These snare drums are targeting for your working drummer. So you know what it's like. If you say, for an example, do festivals and gigs where you've got to get straight on and straight back off, if there's variation of bands through the day, the weather might not be great. So if you're in that sort of environment and you've spent a lot of money on your most precious snare drum, sometimes you don't want to take that everywhere. These little babies here are fantastic for that because the price tag is low compared to a lot of snare drums, and yet the workability on them is really good. Really strong snare drum. It's one of those, you chuck them in the bag, you take them with you on all those gigs where you may not want to put your very best out. You know what I mean by that. So this is designed and targeted for a workhorse setup, your working drummer. Really sharp, and when you hear the sounds on them, actually you wonder, do you need to go up in value and price, you know? So a couple of points on there that I'd like to show you, and that's first of all that they are touching only on the screws, top and bottom, so there's a gap down there on each one, so they're a set off drum lug. What does it feel like to tune them up? Do they feel nice? Is that a nice feel on the screw there? Is it nice and smooth where it's going into the socket? You'll see there, look, there's nice brass sockets in there. So they really do feel smooth. They're really nice. It doesn't have that horrible grinding feel that sometimes snare drums unfortunately come with. The lower range snare drums often do. As you're tightening down, you can almost hear the threads grinding. I don't like that, guys. I find that it goes through me. So these are really good, and I mean that's right up now. That's nice and tight. And yet, there's still plenty of room to turn. You can crank that up more. And this is staying with the UT Remo drum head. So naturally, if you were to put the American-made Remos, or Evans or so on, you could put a better quality drum head on the top. And you'll improve that even more. So what are these made of? They're all maple. They're just under 6mm thick. Straight through ply. There is no thinner part and reinforcer rings, none of that. It is just short of 6mm, straight through, so it's very sharp, very punchy, and very lively as a snare drum. That's all you need to know really about the wood. The steel, again, they're all made of a very thin steel, obviously rolled, and some are wrapped and some are straight natural wood, as per this one here. The throws are basic, if I'm honest. It's a very basic throw off on there, but it does the job. So to accompany this, I've got some Blast Extra Dry Experience Collection from FIRTH. So where would you use a 12 by 7 snare? Well, either like a little busking setup, where you maybe just play in very, very small place, a cocktail setup, private function, garden, just a 3-piece, something like this, a little bass drum, hi-hat and snare only, possibly a ride. They're great for that because they're super light to carry, they're very small, chuck them in the back of the car and away to go. The other reason you could have one of these is your secondary snare. So when you want that really quick popcorn feel, it's there, you know. You can be playing that on this side as well. Now, mess around a little bit to give you some ideas of the sounds and feels of this. I'm just going to protect my ear. Well, actually, guys, what I've done is I decided to put these big babies on. These are the FIRTH isolation headphones. But they're great because you can't turn the volume up full on them. They won't blast your ears to pieces, but they isolate the drum kit. They make a lovely deep feel on the drum kit when you play them. So I do use these a lot, if I'm honest. So get yourself a pair of these. Now, incidentally, on all of these products, this, like stools, drum kits, the UFIP range, any of these, all these accessories, if you go on to our link below, you'll see cariaddrumshop.com. So just click on that, and then anything on the site that you fancy. Guys, if you watch the video, through the video, a little text will appear and it'll have a code on there. And once that code appears, if you just simply go to the website and say, oh, I do like this modern utility snare, go on, buy it. As you get to the checkout, it'll give you a little discount. How's that? Have a coffee or tea on me. If you drink tea and coffee. So that's out of the kindness of my heart. So in conclusion, guys, what do I think overall? As I said, I think the build quality is actually very, very good. Brass inserts, great. Lovely lugs that are set off the shell, bang on, really good. Standard steel hoops, which are on many snares anyway. If you want to upgrade these, obviously you could turn around and put cast hoops on if that's something you'd want to do. For me, it's not going to affect the sound, but great on the back end there, it's really nice. The throw, a little bit basic and a little bit small. However, it just does the job. As I said, what this is for is the working drummer, just to have that snare that's to go out and basically work very hard in its life and not worry about it too much. That's the target area for Pearl. And you could change the throws to something a little bit more expensive if you wish, but would you want to? Probably not. Again, the wraps are lovely. I think the steel finish actually is superb. That's a really lovely style of finish, just beaded it, just blast beaded. I think that's a really lovely finish. That's a little brighter. is a little darker, and this is more poppy sounding, you know? So even when boys and girls have, come on, Dee. Now, videos show you, you know, things that are nice for you.